The atmosphere in Busan on D. One of the mega BTS concert. The atmosphere in the city of Busan on D. One ahead of the grand BTS concert had completely transformed into a purple ocean filled with extraordinary energy from the fans. One of the locations that became the main center of attention for fanatic fans was the cafe owned by Jimin's family, ZM-ILLENNIAL, which was previously widely known to the public by the name Magnate. Since the break of dawn, the area around the cafe, located in the Geumsa-dong district, had already begun to be packed with thousands of global armies arriving from various corners of the world. They were willing to queue in long lines just to directly experience the atmosphere of the idol's hometown before watching his performance on stage the following day. The long, snaking queue along the street in front of the cafe became a highly conspicuous sight that caught the attention of local residents. Fans stood patiently in orderly lines, carrying various signature BTS attributes such as fans bearing Jimin's face, Chimmy character plushies, and purple-themed outfits. The Busan air, which was quite cool that day, did not dampen the burning enthusiasm of the visitors who were eager to step inside the cafe. For most of them, this place was not just an ordinary cafe, but a sacred destination or a cultural pilgrimage site that was a must-visit. Upon entering the interior of ZM-ILLENNIal, visitors were immediately greeted by a spacious yet warm and comfortable cafe layout. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee blended perfectly with the scent of fresh toast continuously produced by the cafe kitchen to meet the sharply surging demand. In every corner of the room, personal touches reminding visitors of Jimin were visible, ranging from modern artwork to several items of sentimental value. The cafe's aesthetic design, which combined an industrial style with elegant artistic touches, made everyone feel at home spending hours there. This wave of global army arrivals brought incredible cultural diversity into the same room in a corner of Busan. Conversations could be heard in various foreign languages, starting from English, Spanish, French, Japanese, to Indonesian, all blending into laughter and joy. Differences in national backgrounds and languages seemed to vanish instantly whenever they began discussing their shared love for the phenomenal music group from South Korea. This cafe successfully transformed into an international meeting point where everyone felt connected to one another through their music and their idol. One of the most dominant activities observed inside the cafe that day was the tradition of exchanging photo cards, familiarly known as photo cards. On the large wooden tables, armies could be seen laying out their precious photo card collections in special albums or beautifully decorated holders. This barter process took place in a very exciting and friendly manner, where fellow fans offered their collections to complete the series they did not yet own. A wide smile instantly spread across a fan's face when they finally managed to get a rare Jimin photo card they had been searching for a long time through the exchange. Not only did they exchange collections, but this gathering moment at ZM-ILLENNIal was also utilized by fans to share small gifts they made themselves. Many armies brought handmade souvenirs such as beaded bracelets, self-made keychains, and traditional snacks from their home countries to be distributed for free to other fans they had just met. This tradition of sharing has long been a part of the positive culture within the BTS fandom, and that warmth felt multiplied inside the cafe owned by Jimin's family. The familial atmosphere created in the room made anyone who came feel welcomed with open arms. Many of the visitors expressed their emotional feelings upon finally being able to set foot in a place managed by the idol's family. For them, visiting Busan and stopping by ZM-ILLENNIal was the best way to understand where Jimin's warmth and sincerity originated. Knowing that Jimin's father is often at the cafe to greet fans directly added a special sense of respect and emotional closeness for the armies. Although his father was not always visible at all times due to the busyness of managing the overflowing cafe, his presence behind the scenes still brought comfort and joy to the visitors. The cafe management itself appeared to have anticipated this extraordinary surge of visitors very well since several weeks prior. The number of service staff and baristas was increased several-fold to ensure that service remained fast, friendly, and efficient despite the highly crowded situation. Stocks of food ingredients, sweet pastries, and selected coffee beans were also ensured to be abundant so that no single fan would be disappointed by running out of their favorite menu items. The agility of the staff in managing the flow of lines inside and outside the cafe received a lot of praise from visitors who felt they were still served with great respect. Outside the cafe building, the long queue ironically became a new place to forge unexpected cross-country friendships among those waiting in line. Several fans who traveled alone from their home countries admitted to instantly gaining new friends who were willing to share stories and listen to music together for hours in line. They lent each other umbrellas when the sun grew hot, shared drinking water, and sang softly together to pass the time while waiting for their turn to enter. This spontaneously created togetherness proved that the bond among BTS fans transcends existing geographical boundaries. As time progressed toward midday, the crowd around ZM-ILLENNIAL, instead of diminishing, became even denser with the arrival of new groups from Busan's airport and train stations. Tour buses specially rented by fan communities from various countries were seen taking turns dropping off passengers at drop-off points not far from the cafe location. The presence of thousands of foreign tourists directly brought a highly positive economic impact to small vendors and other business owners around the Geumsa-dong area. Grocery stores, local food stalls, and taxi services around the cafe reported a highly significant increase in income thanks to this phenomenon. Several corners inside the cafe displaying special memorabilia or aesthetic photo spots became the most hunted areas for fans to immortalize their visit. They were willing to queue once again indoors just to take a photo in front of an iconic wall or next to a piece of art that Jimin had once uploaded on his personal social media account. The flashes of phone cameras and cheerful laughter were heard endlessly filling the room, creating digital documentation that would soon spread across the world via social media platforms. Every photo taken that day became historical proof of their spiritual journey as a true fan. For most armies, hunting for the vibes of Jimin's hometown in Busan provided a sense of inner satisfaction that was difficult to express in words before the main concert began. They felt they could better appreciate BTS's songs and the lyrics written by Jimin after seeing firsthand the maritime city environment that raised the singer's extraordinary talent. Busan's distinctive sea air and the friendliness of its local residents seemed to merge with Jimin's image, who is known to be gentle yet possesses a very strong determination. It was this sensory and emotional experience that made the long journey across continents feel entirely worthwhile and unforgettable for them. Amidst the busyness of exchanging items and taking photos, many fans also took advantage of this moment to write love letters and sincere expressions of gratitude in the guest book provided by the cafe. Page after page of the book was filled with neat handwriting from various scripts of the world, all carrying a similar message: hopes for the success of tomorrow's concert, and best prayers for the health of Jimin's family. Some fans even shed tears of emotion while writing their messages, recalling how BTS's music had helped them get through difficult times in their personal lives. Local security forces and the Busan police were also seen on standby around the cafe location to ensure public order was well maintained and did not disrupt the traffic flow of local residents. The excellent coordination between ZM-ILLENNIAL management and security personnel kept the highly crowded situation safe, controlled, and peaceful without any meaningful incidents. Armies, who are famous for their high discipline, also independently formed small teams to ensure that no trash was left scattered around the cafe area after they finished queuing or gathering. The phenomenon that occurred at the ZM-ILLENNIAL Cafe on D, one of the concert became a vivid portrait of the power of global pop culture, which is capable of mobilizing masses on an incredibly massive scale. A family business in a corner of an artist's hometown transformed into a new cultural epicenter that united thousands of souls from completely different backgrounds. The existence of this cafe confirmed that the influence of BTS's Jimin is not only limited to the grand performance stage with flashing spotlights, but is also deeply rooted in the real lives of society and his fan community. When the sun began to tilt toward the west, and the Busan sky started changing colors into shades of reddish-orange, the queue in front of the cafe still showed no signs of shrinking anytime soon. Fans who had just completed their check-in process at their hotels immediately rushed to the cafe so as not to miss the final night before the highly anticipated concert day arrived. Background music playing Jimin's solo tracks such as Serendipity, Filter, and Like Crazy could be heard softly echoing from the cafe speakers, accompanying every step and warm conversation of the visitors inside and outside the room. Many local tour guides who escorted groups of foreign tourists admitted to being amazed by the dedication shown by these BTS fans during their stay in Busan. They saw firsthand how the ZM-ILLENNIAL Cafe had become a major tourist attraction on par with other legendary natural or historical tourist destinations in South Korea's second-largest city. This positive impact is predicted to leave a long-term mark on Busan's tourism sector, even after the concert series concludes and the fans return to their respective countries. For the global ARMY community, the gathering moment at this cafe on D, one of the concert also served as a perfect physical and mental warm-up before they exerted all their energy at the stadium the next day. They reminded each other to maintain their health, consume enough food, and ensure all concert gear, such as their army bombs or iconic light sticks, were ready for use. Discussions regarding setlist predictions for the next day and what surprises would be displayed by the 7 members of BTS became hot topics that were endlessly discussed at every cafe table. The warmth radiating from inside the ZM-ILLENNIAL Cafe that night seemed like a sincere welcoming embrace from the city of Busan for all armies in the world. Jimin's family, through this cafe, successfully provided a safe, comfortable, and love-filled transit home for fans who had traveled very far for their idol. The sweet memories created inside this cafe are guaranteed to be stored tightly in the hearts of every fan, side by side with the beautiful memories of the concert they would witness the next day. With the conclusion of this preparation day, anticipation and pleasant excitement felt increasingly heightened throughout all corners of Busan, which was now fully ready to welcome the concert night tomorrow. The thousands of armies packing ZM-ILLENNIAL finally began to slowly return to their respective lodgings, carrying a million new stories, new friends, and precious photo cards. That day, Jimin's family cafe was not only successful in pampering the palates and eyes of the visitors with its best offerings, but was also successful in uniting the hearts of thousands of humans under one incredibly beautiful spirit of love.